Okay, as the next step to the cooking process, I'm going to go ahead and chop up the vegetables and prepare for the actual cooking. To start up, I'm going to prepare the zucchini and essentially cut it in half, then julienne into strips, and then finally diced into cubes. So you can see here, once we've julienne this into strips, you can easily dice this. Here we are. And with the other hand. So fairly simple technique here, and then we're actually going to repeat this for the onions. So I'm going to cut it in half, chop off the ends, repeat, then I'm going to peel the outermost layer here from onions. Now a different twist here is I'm actually going to slice the onion almost halfway through, and then I'm going to not quite cut through to the end here, but cut strips into the onion itself. And what that does is it actually creates a fine dice once I cut through. And then the end here, I'm just going to roughly chop up. Repeat the process here. Chop through, and we have some fairly reasonable diced onion pieces. For the garlic, just going to pound it out. Remove the peels, and then just finely chop. Now notice I'm not lifting the knife off of the cutting board. This is partly for safety and efficiency. So you can see I'm just sort of pivoting the knife right on the tip, and then I'm finally chopping the garlic in the process. Okay, in a pan here, we've added roughly 2 tablespoons of oil and heated the pan. Now we're going to go ahead and saute the ground pork, which I have here, package of ground pork. Adding it to the pan, a little bit of salt and pepper. A few turns of pepper, just to add basic seasoning. And then I'm just going to brown the ground pork. I turn the heat on high at this point. As you can see, the ground pork is browning. So at this point, you can see that we have some nicely browned ground pork. And if during the cooking process you see excessive liquid coming out of the ground pork, no worries. Just turn the heat on high and let the liquid evaporate. And eventually you'll just have the rendered fat That's going to go ahead and cook the pork to a nice brown. And now at this point, you may want to maybe get rid of. Now as a next step, I've added the chopped onions, the garlic, as well as roughly 2 to 3 tablespoons of the Mapo sauce that you can see here. And I've also added some drizzle of black vinegar, as well as an additional tablespoon of just regular soy sauce. And I kind of cooked the mixture down, as you can see here, and cook the flavor into the pork. Now for the next step, I'm going to add the vegetable, which is what we have here is zucchini. Incorporate that into the mixture, and I'm going to add our lima beans as well. And just roughly, I don't know, quarter cup is fine. Just let that cook through. And next, I'm going to add our tofu, and I'm just going to run my knife through it this way so that we get a nice sort of dice of the tofu. And then just kind of throw that in. Now to the dish here, I'm going to add roughly half cup of water, or just until it barely covers this mixture. So you can see here I've added roughly half a cup of water, it's barely covering the mixture. I'm going to cover at this point and let this cook for maybe 15 minutes. So at this point, we've let the dish simmer for roughly 10 minutes. 15 minutes is fine. You can let it cook a bit longer, but I want to just show you how to finish off the dish here. So you can see it's been simmering for a while, and the ingredients have cooked down, cooked through. Flavors have seeped in. I have a slurry of essentially just water and about 2 teaspoons of cornstarch here. And to this, I'm going to add the slurry to a boiling pot of the Mapo Tofu. What this is going to do is this is going to thicken up the sauce, and it'll make it adhere to, for example, if you wanted to serve it over rice, it would adhere to that better. And you can see here, it's already starting to thicken. Now finally, I'm going to add the bit of chopped scallions to top this all off. Just give that a quick stir through with my spatula. Then that's it. That's the dish. It's very simple, quick, and nutritious. So I would usually serve this over a bowl of rice, as you can see here, and that makes a very satisfying one-pot meal.